Hi teachers, hi future top notchers, and hi LPTs. So this video is for SPLE ngayong May and of course for September 2026 left. Ayan. How are you today mga teachers? Please comment po your name with LPT sa dulo and please comment your program kung BEd ka po or BSEd in your majorship para meron tayong interaction sa ating comment section. Okay, our topic for today is Gen Ed, and this is just a continuation of our previous video or pre-board, para makatulong, makahelp sa mga magte-take ng left. Ang tawag na po ngayon mga teachers ay left ha, L-E-P-T, hindi na po siya let. Okay, naintindihan? Ayan. So before we start, I'll show you some books na binasa ko or binasa naming mga top-notchers dati para it really helps us prepare for our board exam, especially itong Lorimar book. Okay? Pwede kayong mag-purchase ng libro na ito if you would like. Ayan. So very helpful po yung mga books na ito. So pwede kayong mag-purchase. Okay, ito rin. Bullets from CBRC, ayan, Yellow Book 4.0 Bullets. Nasa ating description box. Pwede kayo mag-order dyan ng books directly from our description box. Nandyan po sa description box or sa comment. Hanapin nyo lang po dyan mga teachers para mabilis kayo makapag-purchase. If you have the capability to purchase, no? If wala po, pwede kayo mag-download ng mga, I'm not quite sure if meron sa mga Google tawag dito sa mga websites, pwede kayo mag-download doon. Ito pa, Let Reviewer 2026 edition, Gen Ed and Prof Ed na po ito. Pwede kayo mag-purchase nandiyan sa ating description box. Ayan. Okay, bili kayo ng mga books. And of course, please subscribe our YouTube channel and of course Facebook. Ayan, pwede kayo mag-join. Please join or subscribe sa Facebook. Pwede kayo mag-subscribe dyan or join. Meron tayong mga private videos na mapapanood po ninyo doon yung mga actual board exam questions na na-discuss po natin or mga drills na pwede nyung panoorin. Okay, usually mga verbatim po yung mga nandoon from previous board exam questions. Okay? So, I suggest ha mga teacher, magbasa po kayo na magbasa ng mga books para, prepared kayo sa inyong left exam. Okay? Are you ready for our discussion for today? Okay, number 15, one instance of taking away the life of another person without due process. Okay, again, please hanapin nyo agad yung keyword. Pag Gen Ed and Prof Ed, of course. So, ang keyword natin, key phrase is, without due process, you take away the life. Is it euthanasia, salvaging, capital punishment, or suicide? So, the answer here is, of course, salvaging. Salvaging kasi ang keyword natin, key phrase, without due process. Wala nang mga consent pa, papatayin mo na agad yung isang tao, that is salvaging. Pero, if you have consent or with due process, ang tawag po doon ay euthanasia or mercy killing. Okay, suicide naman, you kill yourself. Capital punishment, siguro ito yung mga tao na lumabag sa batas siguro, especially during mga Spanish period or mga classic era or period. Pero ngayon, usually, wala na pong capital punishment. Oh, hindi na siya common sa mga countries, yung capital punishment. Say for example, anong punishment ang ginawa kay Jose Rizal? 'Di ba? Capital punishment. Anong punishment? Through firing squad. Because nagtaksil daw siya sa bansa. And of course, doon sa Gumburza. Paano pinatay yung Gumburza? Through garote. Okay, garote. Si Jose Rizal naman po firing squad sa Bagong Bayan. Number 16, nagpapahayag na ang wika ay nauunawaan ng lahat at napagkakasunduan ng isang lahi o pangkat. So, ang keyword natin is napagkasunduan ng isang lahi. So, that is dinamiko, likas, arbitraryo, or masistema. Anong sagot natin dito? Okay, the answer is Arbitraryo. The answer is arbitraryo. Letter C. Okay? Arbitraryo. That is actually letter C. Ayan. So, kapag likas, nature, di ba nature? Masistema, okay, scientific, parang ganon, scientific. Dinamiko naman po, nagbabago, may changes. Okay, that is dynamic or dynamics, may changes. And likas, nature, arbitraryo na pagkakasunduan ng isang lahi. Okay, number 17, sistematikong paglarawan ng mga datos na estatistika. Systematic. Okay, paglarawan ng mga datos na estatistika, talahanayan, graph, balangkas, or mapa. Okay, the answer here is graph. Okay, so ang graph po ay isang masistematikong paglarawan ng mga datos sa na estatistika. So, ipinapakita po dito yung mga datos sa pamamagitan ng, say for example, line graph, bar graph, pie chart, upang mas madaling maunawaan. Diba? At may kumpara yung mga impormasyon. Say for example, sa research. Ginagamit po yung graph sa research actually. So, ano nga ba ang talahanayan? Ang talahanayan ay nakaayos ang datos sa hanay at column. So, meron siyang column. Pero hindi ito visual na paglalarawan. Ang balangkas naman, ginagamit yan sa pag-aayos ng mga ideya. Okay, balangkas. Ang mapa, lokasyon. Okay, hindi siya estatistika. Naintindihan? That is letter B, graph. Number 18. This demonstrated the feeding connections between or among all life forms. So, feeding connection among all life forms, that is actually food web. Okay, food web. So, remember nyo po ha, kapag food web, ang keyword po natin, feeding connections among or between all life forms or intertwined. So, ang feeding connection po ay complex process. So, halos lahat ng organisms nagkakainan. No? Parang ganon. Kapag naman po flow of energy na linear process, ang tawag doon ay food chain. Say for example, kinain ng grass say for example, goat. Tama ba? Kinain ng grass ang goat? Or kinain ng goat yung grass? Okay? And then after that, kinain naman ng tao ang goat. Pwede bang kainin ng tao ang goat? Yes. And of course, next sa tao, human is bacteria. Kinain ng bacteria yung human being. So, ang tawag doon sa flow of energy, food chain. Kapag naman po combination of food chains, o food web na ang tawag doon. Ang keyword natin ha, intertwined. Remember, food web, intertwined. Kapag linear, food chain. Kapag flow of energy, food chain. Okay, next. How are bats able to navigate in the dark without bumping into anything? Of course, very easy. The answer is letter A. Nag-i-emit po yung bats ng sound waves. Okay, ang tawag dito kapag nag-i-emit ka ng sound waves para makipag-interact sa ibang tao, able to navigate in the dark, ang tawag doon ay echolocation or echolocation. Okay, nag-i-emit ka ng sound waves. Just like yung mga, say for example, yung nasa dagat, mga whale. Diba? So, gumagamit sila ng sound or sound waves, di ba? Nag-i-emit ng sound waves para makipag-communicate with other organism. Just like bats. Di ba? Bats or paniki ba yan? Di ba yung paniki maingay sila kapag gabi? Di ba? Ayun. Emit sound waves whose returning vibrations can detect the presence of object. The answer is letter A. Number 20. Uri ng sanaysay na pangkaraniwan ng paksa, waring nakikipag-usap lamang. Is it malikhain, malaya, masining, or maanyo? Okay, nakikipag-usap lamang. The answer is malaya. Diba? Malaya. Malikhain, masining, maanyo, medyo may pagkakapare-pareho lang po yan sila. Ginagamit sila sa pinakamataas na antas ng wika. Tama ba? Or pampanitikan. Ginagamit siya sa pampanitikan. Malikhain, masining, at maanyo. So, ang sagot natin ay letter B, malaya, malaya. By Moira. Number 21. What organism would most likely be in an Arctic environment? Kapag Arctic, malamig. Okay, saan dito ang makaka-survive sa malamig na lugar? Ang tawag doon ay walrus. Yung walrus yan yung may parang ganun, ivory tusk. Diba? Sungay. Ang tawag doon, walrus. Crocodile, ano pinakaiba ng crocodile sa alligator? Yung isa dyan, nabubuhay sa sea, usually sa sea, salt water, and iba naman sa fresh water crocodile. Ay, crocodiles, alligator. Tama ba? Ang alligator po, um, paano ba yung ano ng alligator? Letter V ba yun? V, yung kanyang uso V. And yung crocodile naman is U. Tama ba? Basta i-search nyo na lang. Turtle, turtle nasa dagat. Kapag nasa lupa, tortoise. Tortoise. Oh, kapag usually land. Ang turtle kasi, alam mo ba, sea turtle, may flippers siya, panglangoy. Kapag tortoise, para siyang kamay ng bata. And Maya, yung ibon, yung dating national bird ng Pilipinas. Pero ngayon ang national bird na natin ay Philippine monkey-eating eagle or Pitucophaga jeffreyi. Ayan, Arctic environment. Ano tawag sa biome? Biome kapag malamig, like Arctic. O coldest biome, ano tawag doon? That is tundra. Okay, tundra ang tawag doon ha, mga teachers, tundra. O kapag naman po sa Philippines, ano tawag doon sa Philippines? Sa biome natin, tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest. Kapag naman po biome na may scattered trees, ang tawag doon savanna alawi. Basta may scattered trees, scattered letter S, that is savanna. Kapag naman po may mga tall grasses, ang tawag doon ay prairie, tall grasses. Kapag may mga coniferous trees, yung para mga pine trees ba sa Amerika, sa mga malalamig na lugar, ang tawag doon ay boreal or taiga. Pero kapag hottest, mga hot area, ang tawag naman doon ay desert. Okay, desert. What is the largest desert in the world? Or the largest desert ecosystem? Ang tawag doon ay Sahara. Okay, Sahara Desert. Hindi po Antarctica ha, Sahara Desert yung largest ecosystem of desert. When we say ecosystem, maraming nabubuhay na organism. Sa Antarctica, kulang naman konti lang yung nabubuhay doon na organism. Mas marami sa Sahara. Pero kapag yung tanong is the largest desert, ang sagot natin ay Antarctica. Pero sa board exam, wala pong Antarctica. The answer is still Sahara Desert. Okay, Sahara Desert. That's letter B. Next, damaged DNA that is not repaired and then replicated can result in genetic disorders. Cold blank. The answer is mutation. That is letter A, mutation. Example ng mutation po yung dwarfism. Okay, dwarfism. Di ba usually sa mga tao, sakto lang yung height. Pero because of genetic dysfunction, may problema sa genes or genetic disorder, nagkakaroon ng mutation. Di ba? Instead na normal yung height, nagiging dwarf yung tao. Another example of mutation is yung parang may puti-puti. I mean yung parang puti, maputi na tao tapos yung color niya ay red, parang ganon, tapos yung buhok white. Ang tawag doon is albinism. Tama ba? Albinism. Yung parang yung kanyang parents dark yung color ng skin pero yung anak may albinism, white na yung color. 'Di ba? Parang AFAM, parang ganon. Pathology, ano ba yung study of diseases ba yan? Pathology. Tama ba? Study of, what do you call the study of classification, naming, and identifying organism? Anong tawag doon sa study? That is taxonomy. How about the study of human behavior? Psychology. The study of how human behaves. Psychology pa rin po. How about the study of eggs? Oology. How about the study of rocks? Petrology. How about the study of birds? Ornithology. The study of fishes. Okay, that is etiology. The study of life. That is biology. The study of animals. Zoology. Okay? Basta reviewin nyo yung mga study kasi lumalabas po yan sa board exam. Number 23. Science provides knowledge through disciplined observation. Which of the following is not a characteristic of scientific assertion? Okay, so the answer is letter Is it logic, empirical, conformity, or hearsay? The answer here is, obviously, the answer is hearsay. When we say hearsay, sabi-sabi. Kasi yung question natin is not a characteristic. Teachers always remember po yung mga words na mga negative, nagpapanegative sa question. Like not, avoid, maliban sa, maliban kay, yung mga negative words. Ayan. When we say logic, reason. Logic, reason. Validity, you measure what you want to measure. What you are intended to measure. O say for example, ang gusto mong i-measure sa mga bata is all about performance nila sa calculus. Magpapa-exam ka ba ng about algebra? 'Di ba? So yung exam mo hindi siya valid. Kaya hindi siya connected doon sa objective mo. Hindi mo na measure yung gusto mong ma-measure sa bata. So meaning valid ha, connected sa objective. Okay, so validity. Kapag naman po ay yung teacher ay honest and reliable, ang tawag doon naman ay reliability. Empirical support, when we say empirical support, galing po yan sa mga experiences, okay? Actual experiences, real life experiences from people. Okay, ang tawag doon, empirical support. So, meron kang evidence, di ba, galing sa experience ng mga tao or observation. Letter D, that is hearsay or sabi-sabi, mga chismis. Okay, number 24, kingdom Plantae includes which organism? Plantae, which organism? Okay, the answer here is a prokaryote. Kapag prokaryote, yan ba yung nose nucleus, no true nucleus. Kapag naman eukaryote, may nucleus. Fungi, example ng fungi ay mushroom and yeast. Fungi. Okay, fungi, mushroom. Ano tawag doon sa medicine na kung saan kinukuha siya sa fungi? Ayun kay Alexander Fleming, that is okay, antibiotic or penicillin. Penicillin. Galing siya sa isang mold na tawag ay penicillium. Okay, from fungi po siya. Na-discover siya ni Alexander Fleming through serendipity. Okay, na-discover niya po yung antibiotic or penicillin through serendipity. When we say serendipity, you discovered something useful pero accidental. Okay, aksidente mong na-discover yung something pero useful pala. Okay, ang tawag doon, serendipity. Magnolidae is a flower. Protozoa, protozoans. Okay, the answer here is, since Plantae, ang sagot is Magnolidae. So, it's a flower po. It's a species of flower. Number 25, a metric carat is a unit of mass for measuring gemstones. It is equivalent to blank. So, kapag 1 carat, equivalent to 200 milligrams. Okay, kapag 1 carat, di ba yung mga gold, diamond, through carat po, yung kanilang pag may measure. So, equivalent po siya 200 milligram is equal to 1 carat. Number 26, measure of pressure, that is Pascal or PA. Okay, measure of pressure, Pascal or PA. Number 27, polysaccharides, triglycerides, polypeptides, and nucleic acids are classified as blank. Ang sagot natin dito. What's the answer here? Yeah, nucleic acid, triglycerides. The answer here is, what's the answer? Okay, the answer here is macromolecular. Macromolecular. We have 4 types of macromolecules. Ano yung pinakauna? Yung may source of energy or energy source. Yung tawag dito, yung pinaka importante na energy source. So, number 1 source of energy, di ba? Yung carbohydrates. Okay, example ng carbohydrates, yung galing sa tinapay, sa pan, sa rice, sa ibang fruits, just like banana, di ba? Kailangan natin ng energy. Okay? That is the primary source of energy. Ang tawag doon sa macromolecules, carbohydrates. How about naman po yung stored energy, di ba? Kapag wala ng carbohydrates, pwede mo yang gamitin as an energy or as a source of energy. Ang tawag doon, fats or lipids. Okay, fats or lipids. Next, kapag naman po genetic makeup, anong tawag doon sa type of macromolecule? Genetic makeup, DNA or RNA. Nandyan po yung genetic makeup. Okay, naintindihan? So, carbohydrates. Meron pa isa, yung, tawag dito, yung nagbe-build ng muscles. Okay, nagbe-build ng muscles, yung may amino acid, that is protein. Again ha, yung macromolecules natin, carbohydrates, protein, amino acid, and lipid fats, that is our stored energy, and genetic makeup, DNA or RNA. What do you mean by DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, deoxyribonucleic acid. What do you mean by PHIVOLCS? Ano ibig sabihin ng PHIVOLCS na abbreviation? Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology. How about DILG? What do you mean by DILG? Department of the Local and Interior. Department of the Interior and Local Government. Okay, again, Department of the Interior and Local Government. How about ICT? Palagi lumalabas ang ICT sa board exam. What do you mean by ICT? Information and Communications Technology. Meron po siyang S. How about train sa train law? Okay, that is tax reform, acceleration, and inclusion. Okay? Ano pa ba? How about AD? Yung panahon, AD, that is Anno Domini. When we say Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord. How about BCE? Before Common Era or before Christ. Okay. Next. Monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides are types of lung. So the answer here is macro or carbohydrates. So these are all carbohydrates, letter A, carbohydrates. How about this one, number 29? Which of the following is a heterotroph? When we say heterotroph, they cannot make their own food. They cannot produce their own food. Ang tawag doon, hetero. Pero kapag they can produce their own food, ang tawag doon ay autotroph. Okay, autotroph. Example ng autotroph, mga plants. Diba? May photosynthesis. Ano yung mga products ng photosynthesis? What is the primary byproduct of photosynthesis? That is oxygen. And the main product of photosynthesis is glucose. Ano yung reactant ng photosynthesis? Kailangan niya water, carbon dioxide, and ATP. Okay, so sa ating question, heterotroph, when we say heterotroph, cannot produce their own food. Ang tawag doon ay, example is grasshopper. Okay, grasshopper. The rest of the choices, mga plants man yan sila. Okay, number 30, which of the following is the correct name for compound MnF3? Okay, the answer here is letter C. Okay, letter C. So, manganese 3 means, manganese has a positive 3 charge. Okay, meron siyang positive 3 charge, yung manganese 3. And yung fluoride, nawala. Yung fluoride naman po, okay, yung fluoride natin has negative 1 charge. Okay, negative 1 charge. So, to balance the charges, you need 3 fluoride ions for every 1 manganese ion. So, ayan, para mabalance lang siya. So, nagiging letter C siya. Manganese 3 fluoride. Or yung letter F is fluorine na element. Mn is manganese. O, kapag naman po Te, anong element ang Te? Okay, that is tellurium. How about Ca? Ca, that is calcium. Kapag gold, Au. Kapag silver, Ag. What is the most abundant elements in our body, human body? Ano yung most abundant element sa body? Okay, that is oxygen. How about the most abundant element in the atmosphere? That is nitrogen. How about abundant element sa universe, sa space? Okay, that is hydrogen. Next, 31. What are the hormones responsible for plant growth, promoting auxiliary bud growth and apical dominance? The answer here is letter D, cytokinins and auxins. So, responsible po yung dalawa na yan sa plant growth and bud growth. Ayan. So, that's letter D, cytokinins and auxins. 32. Which is true of metalloids? Kapag metalloids po, meron siyang properties of both metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Ang tawag doon, metalloids. Number 33. In a flame test, the presence of boron in solution is evident by what color of flame? Anong flame ng boron? Kapag sinindihan. Okay, that is bright green. Remember B, puro B. Boron, bright green. That is bright green. 34. A toothpick can sit on the surface of water due to blank. Okay, ang tawag doon is surface tension. Surface tension. Yung surface tension yung parang elastic doon sa tubig. Di ba yung tubig parang may paganon kapag naglalagay ka ng something, may paganon siya. Ang tawag doon is surface tension. Remember, kapag surface tension, hindi po siya lumulubog. Okay? Kapag buoyancy naman po, may ability to float. Just like ikaw, nasa ilalim ka ng dagat and then lumutang ka. So meaning meron kang buoyancy because you have the ability to float. Diba? Pero kapag hindi siya lulubog, ang tawag doon surface tension kasi elastic po yun. Para may elasticity doon sa tubig. That is surface tension. And sino nakadiscover ng buoyancy? Principle of buoyancy, sino yon? Yung nagsabing Eureka, Eureka. Yung discovery. See? Okay, sino yung father of mathematics? That is Archimedes. Okay, nakadiscover ng principle of buoyancy, the ability to float. Okay, atmospheric pressure, atmosphere, viscosity, yung ability or resistance ng liquid to flow. Okay, yan po yung viscosity. Again, resistance ng fluid to flow or liquid to flow. Just like your ketchup. Ketchup and juice. Anong mas mataas ang viscosity? Ketchup or juice? Okay, ketchup po. Ketchup kasi ano siya, hindi siya madaling mahulog. 'Di ba? Oo, kasi ano siya, thick. Pero kapag juice, mabilis lang siya mahulog, 'di ba? Mag-flow. Ang tawag doon, viscosity. Meaning, mas mataas ang viscosity ng ketchup compared sa juice. Number 35. What are the thin structure essential for cytokinesis, amoeboid movement, and changes in cell shape? Okay, thin structure, the answer is microfilament. Microfilament. O kapag naman tawag yun, myosin. O cytokinesis po, yan po yung forming the contractile ring that splits the cell. Split the cell. Amoeboid movement, enabling cells to move by extending pseudopodia. Amoeboid movement. And changes in cell shape, supporting the cell structure and allowing shape. Okay, so ayan po. Microfilament, thin structure. Number 38. 36 pala, 36. An ant colony stores food in the summer, defends itself by stinging enemies and invades a competing ant colony and steals larvae and use them as a new worker. What is the term to best describe how this species copes with everyday life? Cope with. So wala na pong cope up ha, cope with po yan. Cope with. Hindi po siya cope up with. That is, cope with everyday life. So if you cope with everyday life, the answer is... Ano sagot dito mga teacher? The answer is ecological niche. Niche. Okay, niche. 37. What will happen to a plant cell in an isotonic solution? May mangyayari ba sa cell kapag isotonic? Okay, wala po. No effect on the plant cell. Ang sagot natin is letter C. Pero kapag lumaki yung cell, nag-swell yung cell, anong tawag doon sa solution? Lumaki yung cell, nag-swell, ang tawag doon, hyper or hypo? Okay, that is hypo. Hypotonic solution, meaning hypotok, lumaki. Hypotonic, that is swell. Kapag naman po lumiit, nag-shrink or shrivel, may R, shrivel, ang sagot natin is hypertonic solution. May mga R. Kapag no effect on the cell, that is letter C. Okay, isotonic solution. 38. What is the molecule that allow plants capture energy from sunlight? Ano yung molecule na yon? That is chlorophyll. Kapag green pigments of plant, chlorophyll. Kapag storage of energy and nutrients, vacuoles. Kapag site of photosynthesis, anong tawag doon? Okay, that is chloroplast. Kapag main product or byproduct of photosynthesis, Oxygen. Kapag main product naman ng photosynthesis, glucose. Kapag reactant ng photosynthesis, okay, carbon dioxide, water, and ATP. How about, what do you call the process by which plant convert light energy into chemical energy? Anong tawag doon? Photosynthesis. How about the process of plant to manufacture their own food? Anong tawag doon? Still photosynthesis. Okay? So kapag photosynthesis, ano naman yung nire-release ng plant kapag umaga, kapag day, during the day? Ano yung nire-release ng plant? That is oxygen. Kapag naman gabi, ano naman yung nire-release ng plant kapag gabi? Carbon dioxide. Okay? During evening, carbon dioxide. Naintindihan mga teacher, kapag storage ng plant, vacuoles. Kapag opening in leaf surfaces, opening, stomata. Okay. Pero kapag humihinga, saan humihinga yung plant? Ano yung part na yon? Okay, usually ang sagot sa board exam is lenticels. Pero kapag walang lenticels, pwedeng stomata. Okay? Lenticels, stomata. Number 39, pangungusap na tumutukoy sa pangyayaring pangkalikasan or pangkapaligiran. Say for example, bumabagyo na. Bumabagyo, ano pa ba, umuulan na. Kumikidlat na, pangkalikasan, pangkapaligiran. Okay, so the answer is phenomenal. Letter C, phenomenal. Temporal meaning oras. Anong oras na ngayon? Hapon na ba? Gabi na ba? Or alas 6 na ba? Lunch na ba? Ang tawag doon, temporal. Okay, temporal, oras. Kapag naman po mayroon or wala, ang tawag doon ay exist. Nag-exist ba siya? Mayroon ba siya nag-exist? Existential. Mayroon or wala. So, for example, may jowa ka ba? Mayroon ka bang jowa? Wala. Char. Wala ka bang jowa? Or wala ka bang pera? May pera ka ba dyan? Wala. Or meron ka bang mapapautang sa akin? Sa akin? Sa akin? Ay nako, the answer is existential. Kapag modal, okay, modal naman po, yan po yung may mga please, okay, maaari ba na ako na lang ang ibigin mo? Char, pwede ba na ako na lang? O, di ba ganon? Maari, pwede. Gusto ka ba niya, Char? Gusto kang makita ng aking ina, ng aking ama? Or nais kitang batiin sa iyong kaarawan. Di ba? Ang tawag doon is modal. Remember po ha, pangungusap na walang paksa, walang subject ang tawag dito. And kapag naman po pagbati or paggalang, ang tawag doon ay formulasyong panlipunan or pambating panlipunan. Paggalang or pagbati. Example, magandang umaga po, magandang hapon po. Di ba? Another, kapag masidhing damdamin, okay, that is padamdam naman po. Padamdam. So, ayan po yan ha. Temporal, oras. Existential, mayroon or wala. Phenomenal, pangyayaring pangkalikasan. Modal, maaari, pwede, gusto, nais. Pagbati or paggalang, formulasyong panlipunan. And kapag masidhing damdamin, that is padamdam. Please take note of these mga teachers. Existential, umuulan. Ay, umuulan? Kapag umuulan, phenomenal. Lumilindol na bagyo, 'di ba? So, ang tawag doon phenomenal. Existential, mayroon or wala. Next, number 40. What are the components of fungal cell wall? Fungal cell wall. Favorite ito ng board sa science, Gen Ed. Okay, that is letter A. So, we have chitin, proteins, and sugar. Ang kapronounce po ay chitin. Chitin. Hindi po siya chitin. Chitin, proteins, and sugar. So, the answer is letter A. Fungal cell wall. Nasa picture po. Again, mga teacher ha, please follow our pages po. TikTok, Facebook, and sa ating YouTube account. And of course, mag-join na kayo mga teacher ha kasi magpo-post ako sa mga private videos, magpo-post ako ng mga private videos exclusive for mga mga members sa YouTube and sa Facebook. Click subscribe and join po kayo sa YouTube. 99 pesos lang naman po, 'di ba? For 1 month. Ayan, number 41, which is an example of non-pathogenic microorganism. When we say non-pathogenic, hindi siya nakapag-cause ng infection. Okay, infection. So the answer is ano dito yung hindi ka magkakasakit kapag kinain mo. Okay, that is letter C. Yung probiotics na nasa Yakult. Ayan. Yung Plasmodium falciparum, malaria. Causes malaria in humans. Plus modium. Remember, modium ay M, malaria. Malaria. Pathogenic siya. Pathogenic. Influenza, ano man siya? Flu. Alam mo yung flu? Yung may sipon, may lagnat. So, flu. Influenza yan. Okay? So, pathogenic din po siya. Kaya infection yan. And Yersinia pestis, plague. Alam niyo yung plague? Dati sa Africa, yung parang may mga itim-itim. Yung parang siyang anthrax. Are you familiar with anthrax, mga teachers? Yung parang dark sa mga skin. Ang tawag doon, anthrax. And sino nakadiscover ng vaccine for anthrax and rabies? Si Louis Pasteur. Kapag naka-invento ng first monkeypox, I mean smallpox vaccine, first na naka-invento ng smallpox vaccine si Edward Jenner. How about naka-invento ng radioactivity? Si Marie Curie. How about naka-discover ng cell? Yung father of the cell. Si Robert Hooke. Okay? How about yung genetics? Si Gregor Mendel. Okay? Si Gregor Mendel. Okay. Naintindihan naman, teacher. So, yun po, number 41 is letter C. How about number 42? What's your answer here? Number 42. 42. Mother cook adobo for Kuya Manuel. So, ang salin, si nanay ay nagluto ng adobo para kay Kuya Manuel. Ito ay pagsasaling blank. Adaptasyon, malayo, idiomatic, or literal. So, the answer here is... Okay, that is letter D, literal na pagsasalin. Literal na pagsasalin. Number 43, the energy source which is abundant in the Philippines but still not fully developed is the blank. Is the blank? Energy source. Abundant in the Philippines but still not fully developed. The answer is it gas, sun, sea, mineral? Saan dyan yung parang hindi pa developed sa Pilipinas? Meron ba tayong gas? Yung parang wala pa masyadong nag-ano ng gas. Sun, 'di ba maraming solar panels. Sea, 'di ba? Okay, parang yung sea sa gas din 'yan. Letter D, mineral. Marami tayong mineral. Usually ang ginagamit po ngayon ng Pilipinas ay mineral, coal. Galing sa coal. Ang coal po galing po 'yan sa mga namimina. Okay, namimina or galing sa crust of the earth. So, ang pinaka-highest, ang tawag doon sa highest form of coal, highest coal, type of coal, that is anthracite, letter A, anthracite. Kapag lowest form naman po, lowest L, lignite. So, is it gas? Is it a gas or C? Usually, marami sa Pilipinas ay gas. That is letter A, gas. Na hindi pa siya na-develop, not fully developed in the Philippines, na makaka-sustain sana ng, 'di ba? Lack of energy, 'di ba? Electricity, energy in the Philippines. 44, the Philippines lies in the blank, an area where many volcanoes are active. Okay, the answer is Ring of Fire. Okay, that is Pacific Ring of Fire. Pacific is the largest ocean in the world. What is the largest sea in the world? What is the largest sea in the world? Philippine Sea. How about the largest city in the world by population? That is Japan. How about the largest island in the world? Largest island in the world? That is, Greenland naman po. How about the largest continent in the world? Asia. How about the largest mountain in the solar system? I mean, the largest volcano in the solar system? Okay, that is Mount Olympus Mons. Olympus Mons. How about the largest river in the world? That is Amazon River. How about the longest river in the world? Nile River. How about the largest country in Asia? What is the largest country in Asia? That is China. Hindi po Russia ha, China. Kasi ang Russia, Eurasia po siya. Europe and Asia. Pero kapag China lang, Asia lang po siya. Ayun. How about the largest ecosystem in the world? Largest ecosystem. Okay, that is ocean. How about the largest ecosystem of desert? Sahara Desert. The largest planet in the world, in the solar system. Okay, that is That is the Jupiter. Jupiter. How about the smallest planet? Pluto ba yun? Pluto, the smallest planet. Ayan. Or Mercury. Oh. And of course, the sun is kuan. Ano po siya? Example po siya ng plasma. Plasma. Kapag red planet, Mars. Kapag twin planet of the Earth, Venus. Kapag hottest planet, that is Venus. 45. Tumutukoy ito sa bilang ng pantig sa bawat taludtod ng tula. Okay, bilang ng pantig meaning syllables. Sa bawat taludtod. When we say taludtod, lines ng tula. So, that is letter D, sukat. Okay, letter D, sukat. Kapag talinhaga po, that is figurative language. Or parang may imagery. 'Di ba? May mga metaphor, 'di ba? Parang gano'n na para mas makulay at malalim yung tula. So, gumagamit ng talinhaga. Example ng talinhaga. Ang buhay ay parang gulong. Minsan nasa itaas, minsan nasa ibaba. 'Di ba? Parang gulong, metaphor. So, talinhaga. Kapag karekta naman po, beauty or aesthetic. Meron siyang aesthetic quality. Tumutukoy sa ganda o kaakit-akit na anyo ng tula. 'Di ba? O say for example, sa mga tula ng mga dating manunula, 'di ba? Sila Jose Corazon de Jesus, Francisco Balagtas, 'di ba? Merong karektan talaga yung kanilang mga tula. Yung kay Jose Rizal, may mga karektan yung kanilang tula, 'di ba? Sa salita pa lang sa tunog at damdamin. So meron siyang karektan or beauty. Kapag tugma, rhyme, 'di ba? Rhyme ang tawag doon, rhyme. Pagkatulad tunog sa huling pantig ng bawat taludtod. Sukat naman po meter or number of syllables sa bilang ng pantig sa bawat taludtod ng tula. O say for example sa haiku. Ilang syllables meron ng haiku? Haiku ilang syllables? 17 syllables. And how many lines? 3 lines. Kapag tanka, how many syllables ang tanka? 31 syllables. And how many lines meron ng tanka? 5 lines. Remember nyo po sa haiku, 575. So, tatlong linya, 57575. And i-add mo silang lahat, 17 syllables. Kapag tanka, 57577. Kapag naman po, Filipino haiku, anong tawag? Filipino haiku. Okay, that is Tanaga. Tanaga, 7777. 28 syllables lahat. Alright, number 46. What law passed on August 1909 by the US Congress established a partial free trade? O kapag partial, that is Payne-Aldrich Act. Pero kapag full free trade, ang tawag doon, Underwood-Simmons Act. Underwood-Simmons Act. O kapag 47, in a matriarchal family, which family member plays the leading role? O kapag matriarchal, the answer is mother. Kapag head ng matriarchal, that is the mother. Kapag patriarchal, father naman po. Pero kapag extended family, ang sagot na natin ay grandmother. 'Di ba? Meron tayong tawag dito, extended family ties. 'Di ba? Kaya nagiging extended because of extended family. Ayun. Number 48, ang wastong kahulugan ng the present problem is only a storm in a teacup. Kapag storm in a teacup, parang bagyo lang sa maliit na tasa ang tawag doon. Okay, that is baliwala lang. Baliwala. Ano ibig sabihin ng mahinhing talipandas? Mapagkunwari. How about piece of cake? An easy task. How about kapag may sinuksok, may titingalain? Mag-impok. How about waste not, want not? Ano ibig sabihin yan? Waste not, want not? Okay, waste not, want not. O dapat hindi ka waldas. 'Di ba? Mag-ipon ka. Waste not, want not. Mag-ipon. Or mag-impok. Tama, mag-impok. Kapag naman po alog ang baba, ano ibig sabihin ng alog ang baba? Matanda na. Nagmamahabang dulang. Nag-aasawa. Kapag naman po nagbibilang ng poste, tambay or walang asawa. Kapag 6 and 7, in a state of confusion. Kapag naman po green thumb, ano ibig sabihin ng green thumb? Good at gardening. Kapag may sinuksok, may titingalain, okay, mag-impok. Ubus biyaya, bukas ay tunganga, waldas. Kapag bukas palad, ano ibig sabihin ng bukas palad? Mapagkawang gawa or matulungin. Okay, number 49. Who was the Spanish mestizo priest who first led the native secular clergy in the secularization movements in 1861? Okay, of course, the answer is si Pedro Pelaez. Pedro Pelaez. Kilala niyo si Pedro Pelaez? So, siya yung nanguna sa native secular clergy. Kapag native secular clergy, kailangan um, pahintulutan yung mga Pilipino priest na mamuno sa simbahan. 'Di ba? Hindi lang yung mga Spanish priest, pati na rin po yung mga Pilipino. O, native secular clergy. Kapag naman po secularization, ibig sabihin yan, i-separate natin yung government, i-separate yung government sa simbahan. Iba yung mamumuno sa simbahan, iba yung mamumuno sa government. O just like sa during Spanish, 'di ba usually yung namumuno yung mga pare, priest yung masusunod. Pero because of secularization, na-separate po yung power ng governments and of course the church. Nangyari naman po. Ayun. So, nung namatay si Pedro Pilaes, sino yung nagpatuloy ng secularization or native secular clergy? Si Jose Burgos. Diba? Si Father Jose Burgos. Doon sa Madjoha. Char Madjoha. That is Gumburza ha mga teachers. Gumburza. Okay, next. Next tayo. Okay, number 50. Siguro last number ito. What was the term given by Marcelo H. del Pilar to hidden control and domination by Spanish religious priests over the colonial governments? Anong tinawag ni del Pilar? O sa mga priests, ang tawag sa kanila ay Philocracia. Okay? That is Philocracia. So when we say Philocracia, it refers to rule or control by friars or Spanish Catholic priests. Si Del Pilar po, siya po yung isa sa mga triumvirates ng propaganda movement. Oh, by the way, sino yung first triumvirate in the world? First triumvirate in the world? Okay, si Caesar, Julius Caesar, si Pompey, and sino ba yun yung isa sa Si Caesar, si Pompey, basta yung triumvirate, nakalimutan ko yung isa. Ayan, i-search nyo na lang po yung first triumvirates in the world. Hindi po si si Rizal. Si Rizal and Del Pilar and Haina, po siya, triumvirate of the propaganda movement. Okay? Isa po sila sa mga national heroes ng Pilipinas. And si Del Pilar po, siya po yung second editor of La Solidaridad. Yung founder naman po ay si Haina. Ayan. Ano mga pen names ni Del Pilar? Pen names si Del Pilar. Okay, meron tayong Pupdo, Plaridel, Pupdo Plaridel, Siling Labuyo, ayan, si Del Pilar. Kapag naman si Haina, ano yung mga pen names ni Haina? Haina, okay, si Diego Laura. Kapag si Rizal, Laong Laan, Dimasalang, and Agno. Kapag naman sino yung managing editor ng La Solidaridad? Si Mariano Ponce. Siya po yung favorite ng board sa sa mga pen names. O, ano yung mga pen names ni ni Mariano Ponce? Tikbalang, Naning at Kalipulako. Tikbalang, Naning at Kalipulako. Ayan. So, si Marcelo H. Del Pilar din po yung father of the Philippine journalism. Father of the Philippine journalism. Ano tawag dito? Si Haina, po siya, great orator of the propaganda movement. And si Jose Rizal, dakilang tawag dito, bayani, 'di ba? Kasi inalay niya yung kanyang buhay para sa Pilipinas. Actually, lahat ng mga bayani, lahat ng mga national heroes natin, inalay yung kanilang buhay para sa independence ng Philippines. So, yan, letter D. Ayan mga teacher ha, please join kayo sa YouTube natin and sa Facebook. Doon ko po i-upload yung mga private videos natin. Ayan, private videos. And please follow our TikTok account and Facebook. Paki-follow po ha mga teachers. And paki-subscribe po ng ating YouTube account. And of course, paki-comment po ha yung pangalan ninyo sa ating para meron tayong interaction. Please comment your name and LPT na may LPT sa dulo. And of course, your program, BEd and BSEd and your majorship. So, thank you so much mga teachers. I pray that every one of you here will pass the LET and top the board exam. Amen? Okay, amen. Let's continue our discussion next time. mag-upload po ako ng mga videos. Thank you so much mga teachers, future LPTs and future top notchers. This is Sir Ken Alep Top Notcher. Bye-bye everyone. Mwah, mwah.